Hey guys, George here. Let's see if I can turn on my video capture. There I am. Hey, it's been a long day. Yeah, I've been busting my head over the scenario. I said, everybody's doing a tribute to D-Day, why don't I? So I pulled out ASL Scenario 19 Purple Heart Lane. It's a scenario that I first played online in the starter kit, a virtual tournament during the pandemic. I have touched on it before. Um, However, it's been quite some time, but today I really struggled with it. I'll explain to you why I've struggled with it and give you a little bit of the history. So, what you see on the bottom of your screen, right about here, I'll try and zoom in, is the actual billboard or memorial that is in Caretan, France. Try to say that, pronounce that in French. And it's a tribute to the 101st Airborne, and in particular to Lieutenant Colonel Cole that led the bayonet charge to take Khartoum from the German paratroopers. So we have the American 101st Airborne paratroopers going up against elite paratroopers, German paratroopers. The way this scenario works is these two units, their location is predetermined, and by the end of the scenario, the Americans have to capture 6 buildings south of Hex Row Z, and the Germans start with only 2 half squads, 2 LMGs, and 2 leaders. And I've seen a myriad of ways of setting them up. However, the Americans have their work cut out for them. Now, this is actually board Y, as in Yankee. And what I did in Vassal is I modified it to reflect the special rules terrain modifications. Excuse me. And basically, the fields are flooded, as in the historical sense. And looking at the historical map, this looks pretty historical to me. Okay, so I already put up the Americans in the parade designated locations. The question is, and this is the first struggle that I had, is the Americans have to enter from here, and they have to enter on the first turn or later, which means if the conditions aren't right, you can postpone your unit's entry until they are. However, you only have 6 turns to capture 6 buildings south of Hexor Z. In addition, after the fourth turn, each multi-man counter that exits out off the east, actually south, east, or west edge of this map board, uh, south of on or south of Q1, Q10. This little rectangle here, you get off for each multi-man counter that gets off after turn 4. Let's see, SSR3, beginning on turn 4, not after, but beginning on turn 4, German units may exit the map along the southeast-west board edges from Q1, Q10 during the movement phase, advancing fire phase, and that in turn forces or obligates the Americans to capture 1 more building in order um, in order to win 1 more than 6. So you can assume that they have 4 to get at the get-go, and then you have to capture 2 more, providing the Germans don't get off. I've also played it with Dennis to see what the heck am I doing wrong with the Americans. Well, playing the Germans is pretty easy, and in my estimates, um, you want to make sure you put some residual fire, perhaps here, and most likely in the entry hex. So what I do is I get a 238, and this serves as a two-purpose setup. First, I'm going to be able to put residual fire there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My squad only has, well, it's a half squad. It's a mute point, but I will be able, if I don't cower, and I won't because I have a leader, put at least one residual in the entry hex. Then the other fellow here can set up here and attempt to put a residual in there, providing it doesn't hit um, the orchard. Um, I've seen another setup whereby um, a unit is being set up here. There are two leaders for to man one LMG that can be fired at full firepower, and something to this effect. So basically, you have three opportunities to fire as opposed to two. Um, that's quite audacious. And the other thing I've seen played lately was uh, something to this effect, whereby everybody's set up nice and forward. And despite the player doing this winning, I still don't like it because of this. This orchard prohibits them from putting any residual on here. So I'm going to go with this setup here. Okay. And I will play the Americans conservatively as much as possible. I'm going to start a log file on my end, and I'm only going to make a 45-minute video because I only have 45 minutes, and after that, I'm going to have to try and upload it. I'm going to try playing without an incremental save. So I'm going to, you can see my dice rolls. I'm going to try and zoom in here. Remove all the moves, and during rally phase, the first thing you need to do is put in your troops. Now, I played this with Dennis, and apparently the advice he gave me was your 9-2 leader will have to carry as many squads as possible in play. Okay, so let's see what we can do with the 9-1 leader. Um, or the 9-2 leader, rather. All right, this is rally phase. I'm going to try and put this down here. And let's go on to prep fire. There won't be any. We'll do some movement. And why don't you try firing here, George? Because I need this fellow profusely. Now, the thing that I struggled with was, can I assault move here and put in a um, put a residual or actually a smoke counter there? And the answer probably is no. There's no. I didn't see the rule in Starter Kit, but from Advanced, I know that hey, you can't put um, you can't put smoke in there. Um, yeah. So what I'm going to do, as a matter of fact, because I really want to cover his uh, rear end, is do this. I'm going to assault move to there. Do I fire? I'm going to bet that um, he won't succeed in laying down smoke in BB6 to cover his advance. So, and if he doesn't lay down smoke, he will be in open ground. Just notice something else, but we'll see. All right, so assault move, I'm saying I'm not going to fire because I really want to get the opportunity to lay some residuals there, if possible. Um, Maybe I'll fire him, but at the same token, I want to lay down residuals there. Again, if possible, or prevent Winters from going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this would necessitate me putting him CX, but let's see what we can do. All right, so he assault moved there for 1, 2, 3 to lay down smoke there. I need a 1, 2, or 3. And he just ended his movement there, which means I gotta think this over. or maybe not. All right. Having said that, what we can do again is move one, two. Now, conceivably, I have a two down two attack, but knowing that his objective is to lay down smoke, I'm going to let him move where he is and see if he will be successful to lay down smoke or not. There's a 50-50 chance that he won't. So one, two, one, two. I buckle my shoe. It's non-assault movement. Let's see if we got smoke. Of course not. So what are we going to do? Um, this is what we're going to do. We're going to say non-assault movement. One to there, and this is a good time to lay down smoke as lay down residual as ever. So let's take a line of sight check. There is no hindrances. There's overlays to reflect that are um, these are flooded fields. So it is 8. So it's a two down, two shot. They don't cower, so it's a 4 on the 2. A 4 on the 2 is probably a one check. Here's my morale check. It's a one. It's a one check. Yep, four down. Yeah, 4 on the 2 is a one check. Morale check. 6-7. He pins, and now we have one residual there. And this fellow first fired. Okay, here comes Winters with two squads. And are we going to go CX? No, we'll not. We'll not. We'll go one to there. We'll take a one down two shot. This is why I struggle with the scenario. I just rolled a 4. Residuals don't cower. So, 4 down 2 makes it a 2 on the one chart, which is a 1 morale check. Winters needs an 8 or less. Passes. So each of the two squads that are moving now need an 8 or less. 1, 2. E. One squad breaks. So they're one to there. Two, three, left the DM behind. 4. Now we're in a bit of agony because this guy will incur uh, some residual fire, some hindrances. Let's take the loss and see what happens. Yep, but we still have a 2 flat shot, so we'll take it. He just broke his LMG. The weirdest things have happened. And he first fired as well. There's no residuals. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to there. Next will be cool. 1, 2, and we get a 1 down 2 shot. This one was ineffective. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to there. And then 1 to go into Cole's position, 2 to go into Winter's position, 3, we take another 1 down 2. We're good. 3, 4, 5, and 6 to there. That was really not what I was expecting, but it went better than I anticipated. The movement phase is over. Defensive fire. They're all first fired. I can go to advancing fire, and I am too far away to get assault fire from anyone. Um, so this guy would be quartered 1, 2, 3, 4, and this guy would be quartered 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see if both units have line of sight. They do. So we got 14 quartered. There's a 3.5. So that would be a 2. A 2 up. 2 there. Uh, hey, is he in the water? No, he's not. And how about this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we have 21 quartered, that'd be better. 21 times 0.25. That would be a 4 up 2. We'll take a 4 up 2 shot against them. Now, conceivably, this is supposed to be a bayonet charge. So ideally, I would have to CX or go double time on all the units. However, having played this scenario several times over the day, I can tell you for a fact that if you go CX, running out in the wild, you're going to give your opponent a shot with a -2 modifier to his dice roll, and you're going to get a lot of units killed. So advancing fire is over. Route phase, I think that this fellow here is in a bit of a pickle. Let's remove all moves, all prep, all defensive fire, and he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this hex here is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he can't go there. So, and he can't get any closer to this place. So I think he is stuck there. Um, yeah, he's stuck there, unfortunately. And I didn't go very far with Winters and all my other leaders. Oh well. And he can't stay there. So I think what it can do is just, well, let's remove all residuals as well. It's probably just low, low crawl to 1 hex adjacent. And let's go to the advanced phase. Yours is going to come here. Cole is going to go there. Um, Cassie is going to go here. He will return back. And he will go there. This guy's pinned. Close combat, there isn't any. Remove all moves. Remove all pins. And go on to German rally phase. Uh, in the German rally phase, we want, um, what do we want? Sorry, guys. We want $1,000,000. How's that sound? All right, we want one dude with the LMG. Look, I ain't going to lie to you. Uh, we're protecting both flanks. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, that ain't so bad. Okay, and here, use your leaders for mobility. Okay, so there's where we're going to enter the units. We're going to go to prep fire. This guy cannot rally, but his DM, I can choose to take his DM off, and I will, actually. All right, guys. Here's, sorry for going up and down, but I like keeping track of things. I apologize, but here we go. This is Russia, German turn one. We'll take a two even shot right here to there. That's my prep fire for these boys. Uh, 6 on the 2 is a pin toss check, but he has rate. So we'll take a toss check first for the leader. Squad pinned. It's still an important shot. We'll take another 2 flat shot on the same target. There's 4 on the 2. 4 on the 2 is a 1 morale check, so 7 first for the leader. Breaks and breaks. And how did I know that? And did we get rate? Not this time. I do remember losing this scenario profusely during my online tournament, and it appears I always am at the loss when I play this scenario. And why is that so? I guess the historical outcome wasn't any better. So on the last roll, I rolled a 3 on the colored dice, so that I didn't get rate. So he prep fired. How about this dude? Where is he going to go? He doesn't have a good shot. So he'll move onto movement phase, assault move to there, and I think I do have a shot uh, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexes away. I do get a shot, and I get a 2 down 1 from here to there. Of course, I didn't get anything. He final fired. Um, got 1 residual for what it's worth there. I'm not even going to bother going there. Now, this fellow here is going to stay out of this guy's range. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this fellow is going to go, or these troops are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 to there. And we'll call American defensive fire. And what we're going to do is try and fire here with Winters and Cole. And let's see what we got. Clear line of sight. And one more. 1 hindrance. And uh, a -1 DRM. So the leadership DRM cancels out this hindrance, and it will be a +3. So we got 7, and 3 is 10. 3.5 actually, 10. Will be an 8 up 3 shot. Let's see what happens there. Nothing. Absolutely diddly. Not too sure why I marked them with final fire. We can remove all residuals. And go on to advancing fire, of which we have none. Oh, forgot to repair this guy. Didn't work. Okay, so we don't have any advancing fire. Advancing fire. Let's go to routes, and I think at this stage of the game he can route there because let's see who he has line of sight to. He doesn't have line of sight to this fellow or these units. He does have line of sight here, and he doesn't have line of sight there. And this is 5 hexes away. And he won't do him uh, to route there because that's not a rally terrain. So we'll have to go one to there without low crawl because the orchard is in the way. 2-3 to there. Should have removed all prep that far. That's perfectly understandable. Now let's go to route. That was route phase. German advance phase. He will advance to there. This fellow will advance to here. And these guys are going to go as follows. Um, I'm going to keep one guy with the demo charge in the rear to reinforce this position try to, um, if the Americans try to capture this position, during his movement phase, he can throw the DC there. Here we're going to get a squad with a leader, and we're not stacking. Now, on the game that I played with Dennis, we went full stock bird here to there, and he had better luck than I did. And basically, we were in a big pickle. So advancing fire is over. Close combat is over. Rally phase turn 2 for the U.S. We're 21 minutes into the game. What we're going to do is play another 10, 20 minutes. Okay. American turn 2. Rally phase. My soft rally will be this dude here. Needs a plain out 7 or 8? 7. Anyways, he's not in rally terrain. So there's a self rally penalty. 7. Billy killed himself. That ain't cool. And I took his DM off. Well, here it's not a self rally. So the leader needs a 5 because the other unbroken leader can help. Nope. And um, the squad needs a 5. That's atrocious. Okay, let's do that. Now, since this fellow went back, what we need to do is cover his advance. And try to get in. Okay, so they'll declare a non-assault movement and try to throw smoke in there. The leader will be moving with the unit. Um, so, non-assault movement, 2 to throw smoke in there. And then that was 2 movement points. We'll move 4 and 6 to there. Is it worth it? Nope. Is firing here worth it? Nope. From here to there? I doubt it. Um, again, moving with the leader, this unit will try to throw smoke in there. Finally, we got smoke. And that's non-assault movement right there. 2, 4, and 6. That would be a 2 up 2 shot, leader directed. I gotta take it. Nothing. We got smoke. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there. He held his fire. Well, Well, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Um, he first fired. But now here we get a two down one because he's in an orchard. I will take a two down one. Uh, they first fired. They leave one residual in there. This fellow he will take a 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Actually, I'm going to take the leader with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 to there. This fellow will go CX, will he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This fellow will go CX. Any subsequent fire will be sustained fire, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This dude is broken. Can't do much about it. I'm beginning to realize why you would need a kill stack in '06 with a 9-1 leader. And just cranking everything, holding off the Americans at this juncture would be probably better than the setup that I conceived. Um, However, if the Americans are winning, you can always assault move to there and get off the board, make them pay for one more building. And I don't see any fire worthwhile taking at all. I'll take a line of sight. Oh, I did that line of sight check before. There is another thing. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 2.5 and a 5. Nah, nah. All right, let's go on to a advancing fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so these guys have assault fire at 3.5, 4, 5, 5 each. So that would be an 8 up, 2 to there. Finally, a good shot. 5 on the 8 is a 2 check. Can't believe it. So we need a 5 and a 6. Pins and breaks. This guy's broken, and the leader is pinned. That is not good. And these guys here, uh, advance fired. Here we do have a shot, but it's a terrible odds. Pretty horrible odds. Let's take this shot here and figure out the math later. Let's do it. 7. What do I got there? This is assault fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 3.5, 4, 5. And this is another 5 that makes 10. And this is quartered. A quarter of 7 is barely 1. 1.75. So 10, barely a 12. It wouldn't made a difference. Yeah. So let's go to route. Who do we have to route? Let's remove all prep, residual, and defensive fire. Well, he doesn't have to route because it's not an open ground, and if he had to route, then his leader wouldn't be able to go with him. So they're staying where they are. Um, let's remove all moves. Let's go to advanced phase. Basically, what's going to happen is all these squads are going to go up, but the leaders will stay put. And the reason why I don't want to go out in the open is because this guy here can get a negative modifier for firing into the orchard. One squad was not CX. Not that it matters. Okay, that was Russian. Uh, American turn two. Close combat, we got none. And we can go to German turn two and play another 10 minutes. So rally phase, we'll try and rally at remove all pins. So we'll try and rally the broken unit at 4. Nope, DM comes off. Here we need an 8. Gets it. He's a -1 leader. Great. So now we need 10 or less. A couple of good things are happening for the Americans. Okay, this guy's pretty much done. Toast. Um, Basically, here I can no longer afford to. I can't. Um, I can't skulk because skulking will do diddly for this squad. And I think there's a glitch in terms of line of sight between here and there. When I did a line of sight check, let's zoom in. I did see that the thread passes by both sides of the line, as you can see. So I'm just showing you. I'm not actually going to take that shot. So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, we got 21. That's 20 up 2 there. So we'll take that shot. 20 up 2. But wait a second. This is German turn 2. So that's the end of the rally phase. Prep fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is way off base. This is not a shot worth taking. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what we got there is a 3. And a 2.5 is a 4. 4 up 3. Lead it directed so it doesn't cower. Nope. Not so much for rally phase or prep fire. He prep forward. All these shots are ridiculous. Hmm. So movement, he can sculpt back. Even if there's line of sight there, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 halved, and he can sculpt back. Now we can go to defensive fire, and if you take a line of sight check to Winters, he does have line of sight. There's 2 hindrances, and it's long range, so it's uh, a 6 up 3. 7, 3 is 10 on the 6, which is nothing. So you can delay the American for quite a bit. Um, so lessons learned. Let's go to lessons learned because one way or another, the only thing I'm going to see at the end throughout the scenario are going to be shenanigans. I got to be out of the house in about 10 minutes. So lessons learned to conclude is if you really want to lay down residuals um, here in the first turn as the German, you might want to consider, let's go, uh, what color do we pick for the Germans? You definitely want to consider this position here because it has a direct line of sight there. Um, for the Germans, you don't want to set up too up close to the Americans, but this is a very nice position where you can at least block them off here somehow. And then you might want to consider bringing your 9 minus 1 leader here with an LMG and a kill stack. For the Americans, the first thing that I did right is getting my 9 minus 2 leader to lead the attack. Okay? Capturing this building across open ground may be um, suicidal. That's a thing to note. And then the other thing you need to note is preserve your force as the Americans. Use smoke, that's a smoke symbol, to get across the road. And assault fire and movement. Keep your 8-0 leader in the rear to rally the troops. Guys, those are my thoughts on scenario S19 Purple Heart Lane. I wish everybody a solemn and memorable remembrance of the D-Day invasion. Hang in there, um, enjoy life, and enjoy playing. And I'd like to thank you again for your support. And the channel has grown remarkably again. We're up to 895, 896. We're hovering around there. We're nearing the 1,000 mark. I'm pretty sure with the amount of views that I'm getting, I won't be monetized even in a year or two from now. I really have to up my game in the quality of my videos. I'm doing my best, but I'm always running into technical difficulties, and that's not an excuse. But up here in Canada, in 2017, I moved 15 minutes away from my prior marital home, and at this point, what changed was my inability to get high-speed internet. So, because it's not available where I live. Counting my lucky stars because it's relatively quiet, quiet neighborhood, and the neighbors are good, and they can put up with my rants and my talking all the time. So, with that said, guys, I wish you a happy month ahead. Take care. See you soon.